We're doing a new music marathon on April 15th as part of the Festival of Art, Science, and Technology, FAST, which is celebrating the 150th anniversary of MIT. And it's centered around several very cutting-edge groups and individuals, all intersecting in interesting ways. So it features the Kronos Quartet and the Bang & Can All-Stars, of which I'm a member, and then also Chinese pipa virtuoso Wuman, and then two MIT groups, Gamelan, Galak, Tika, which is a Balinese percussion ensemble that I direct, and the MIT Chamber Chorus. All of the groups intersect in very interesting ways, and one of the things that we're trying to do with this concert is make connections between the groups and bring combinations together that are interesting but have never been done before. So the Kronos Quartet, which has been championing new music for 30 years, did a project with our Gamelan last year, a new piece by Christine Southworth, who's an MIT alum and who started a robot ensemble several years ago called Ensemble Robot. She came up with an idea of an electronic gamelan, which was then developed by two other alums, Alex Rigopoulos and Laurel Pardue. And we did this project with Kronos Super Collider, Christine's piece, at Lincoln Center Out of Doors. So we already had this connection. Kronos came here, absolutely loved the whole vibe at MIT, loved the group, loved the whole atmosphere, and was very interested in doing more work with the gamelan and with MIT in general. So they're going to do that piece. We also got them together with Tod Machover, composer and musical visionary. And now Todd is making a new piece for them that features Noam Chomsky's voice, and in fact Noam Chomsky himself, because Noam is going to appear on this concert. So those connections were made. Bang & Can is here as part of a 3-year ongoing residency, and that which started in the fall with my opera, House in Bali. So they're coming back doing a program of signature works for the group, and then to put it all together, we decided to do this incredibly forward-thinking piece by Brian Eno, Music for Airports, which Bang & Can has been touring for some years, and to put all the groups together, put Bang & Can with Kronos, the two groups have never played together before, and then add to it Wuman, who is kind of, in a way, the link between all the groups, because she's worked with everybody over the years. When she lived in Boston, she did several projects with the Gamelan. She's worked with Bang & Can, she's worked with Kronos. So bringing her in to the mix, and then we needed a chorus, so who better to go to but our own people and the students of the chamber chorus. I think it's a new experience for them, but they're pretty psyched. Having worked with students in all sorts of projects over the years here, I've always seen MIT students completely blend in with professional musicians in these kind of occasions, and I have no doubt that's going to be the case this time too. I've always just tried to follow the MIT model of thinking individually and following one's own interests and following through on one's ideas in the most complete and, integrated way one could. Sometimes that's involved technology, and when that's happened, it's been a great advantage to be here, because there's always lots of people who know lots more about computers and about equipment than I do. Sometimes it's had nothing to do with technology, and sometimes it comes together as the years go by. A perfect example is what's happened with the gamelan and these robot instruments. When I started the Balinese gamelan here in 1993, it was very outside of what one would think an MIT music program would have. It's a traditional music from another culture. It has nothing to do with anything that you plug into anything else or that you write code to have performed. And the one thing to be said about it is that my colleagues liked the idea immediately and supported me in doing it immediately. As the years went by, the students that would come into the gamelan would often be students that had very interesting musical minds, very interesting musical imaginations, and a lot of them, the same students that would be in the gamelan, would end up going to the Media Lab to do coursework there, or even end up being graduate students there, such as Alex Rigopoulos and Irana Gozi, who ended up starting harmonics music and inventing Guitar Hero and Rock Band, such as Laurel Pardue, who built these instruments, many, many other examples over the years. And at a certain point, students would come to me and say, hey, would you mind if I tried to build a little gamelan instrument just as a project for my, MECI class or for something I'm doing at the Media Lab? And so there began to be this intersection between this very traditional music and more sort of traditional MIT activities. So one of the great things about this place is that because it's so open and fluid, and because there's not this huge pressure to kind of say, oh, well, this means this, or this is for this right away. I mean, there's room for the imagination to kind of take hold for the students and for faculty, that really interesting, fruitful projects develop over time that you wouldn't expect. Musical marathons are great ways to get to know a lot of music without the pressure of a 90-minute concert. Every marathon I've ever been at, and I've been to a few, you always find something unexpected that you really, really love. Come for the Eno, stay for Woman, or come for Woman and stay for the Eno, and either way, you're going to get something interesting that you might not have known about before. I'm very excited to bring these groups together as part of the FAST Festival. I think it's the perfect place for it, because to me, these groups by themselves represent something very similar to what FAST is representing. Music that looks forward, that's rooted in the present, but is looking to the future. And bringing a venue like FAST, allowing them to come together and work together to both bring what they do really well as forging connections and making new art. I think it's the perfect expression of everything that I love about MIT. And it's really thrilling for me to have MIT be hosting this event.